Hello there. Well, I'm doing a studio painting today. I've taken a photograph. This was a photograph taken a year or so ago, and I've had it blown up so that I can get a really good look at it. I'm slightly changing the track to the right. I'm bringing it over a little bit more to try and make a better composition. Now, this beech tree sits on an ancient medieval deer bank, and it's called Park Pale, and it's just outside Lyndhurst. The deer bank was constructed in about 1300, around about that time, and it would have had a fence on top of it, and it was to keep deer in an area so they could easily be hunted not far from Lyndhurst, where they would be hunting parties. Now, I've added a couple of riders to give a little bit of a focal point, and I started off with some acrylic to put some darks in, but now I'm working with oils. This represents about an hour and a half's work, but then there's a lot more details need to go on top of that. Now, this beech tree must be at least 300, if not 350 years old, maybe even older. It's hard to tell, but they're wonderful shapes. They're full of bumps, and the roots stick out of the ground, and they're covered in mosses. I always like the collective name for mosses, which is bryophytes. I keep using that phrase because I just love the word bryophytes. But there are lots of different types of mosses in the forest. It's noted for mosses rather than a ground flora, because this is a part of a pasture woodland, so the grasses don't grow very high, but it does give lots of opportunity for other creatures to live in among the leaf litter, and I think the mosses look beautiful. Now, these woodland scenes, they're very, very complicated, so you have to simplify to some extent, because you couldn't put every single detail that exists in a woodland scene. Thousands of leaves, little branches. But there is some quite nice light coming through here, which I want to sort of accentuate the light coming through the leaves. Now, a couple of weeks after I took the photograph that I'm using, the tree actually collapsed. Very sad, but it's quite natural, and there it is. It didn't look as though it was going to fall down in any way, and it wasn't really heavy winds, but it just collapsed, and that's what happens. They're very ephemeral features in the forest. There are lots of trees, but we just have to accept that they will go back into nature. The main thing is that they should be left in situ so that the branches can rot back into the forest. Now, this is the finished one. I put a frame round it. I carried on working on it for a few more weeks actually, and anyway, that is my finished painting, and there's the riders. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little video, the demonstration of some painting. If you did find it interesting, please click a like and maybe subscribe. Well, that's all I've got today, so goodbye.